So I'm supposed to talk about.
You can continue from the end of your thing, what you were talking about before, or...
Right. Well, I guess if you want to know about, like, when I was in Texas and all that shrimping for the 2 years that I did it, if you want to look for, like, the best story, I think, was the day I had a new deckhand. He's like 14 or some crap, and he'd been on the boats and stuff like that. He knew what he was talking about. But I am bad at telling stories. Hold on. Well, I get like snags and stuff like that. When you're in the canal, where we were, there's a bunch of shit in the canal. Like tires, refrigerators, cars, stuff like that. It's pretty polluted and whatnot. So when you're shrimping, the nets are on the bottom. They're right on the dirt. You got the doors, and then you've got the net, and then where it connects to the boat. And you're always on the bottom. That's where the shrimp live. So you're gonna hit all that crap. Anything that anybody drops in the water, cans, boots, hats. I've seen all kinds of stuff come up on the coal table. You know, people have picked up bodies and stuff like that, shrimping in these canals. And sometimes you'll hit really big snags, like big rocks or like refrigerators and cars and stuff like that, and it'll tear the net. Or it'll just snag you and you won't move. You'll be stuck to the bottom. That's why they call them snags, I guess. But we hit a big snag someplace, me and this kid. And it was so bad to the point where when I was picking up, I was using the winch. I was trying to draw the net up because that was the only thing I could think to do was try to pick up. Well, when I was drawing the net up, it was pulling the boat backwards. And that's not a good thing.
No.
Yeah, that shouldn't happen. The net should just come up. So I dove down underneath the boat. I killed the boat first. I put it out of gear, put it in neutral, and I dove down, and I was telling the kid, I was like, do not, just make sure we don't drift into the rocks, because we're about 20 feet from shore. And I did not want to go aground. So I said, just make sure we're not going aground. If anything happens, just tug on the rope, and I'll know to come up, and I'll do something about it. Well, I got about halfway down. It's like 15, 20 foot deep at the most. And I was following the cable to try and see where the door was snagged so I could get the whip line on it and pull it up. Well, just as I'm like going down, all of a sudden I hear this huge, it was like a roaring. He put the boat in gear. So the propeller trying to go forward is sucking me towards the ass end of the boat, towards this 3-foot prop. So I had my hand on the underside of the dovetail, and then I had my foot on the stern, and I got this prop just fucking going in front of me. Yeah, that was pretty scary. It was kind of a nasty way to end that story.
I was like, how did you not die?
I ended up working my way around the keel. I just moved myself along the dovetail, and once I got my head above the water, I started hollering at him and, shut the boat off. Why is that even close to a good idea? If there's somebody under the water behind the boat, So I got that figured out. I found out where the snag was. I got the whip line around the chain on the door, and like I was saying, there's 2 doors on either side of the net. I got the whip line around the door, and I started winching it up. I got it right around the side of the winch, pulling it up, and my whip line snapped. Broke. I was leaned down the way you have to use the winch. It's right on the deck, so you gotta kind of lean down a little bit to do it. I was leaned all the way down. The rope popped about that far away from my face, maybe. Just slapped me right in the chest. Yeah, I was pretty pissed. It was just a bad day, all in all. I don't know. It was pretty fun.
So how did you go about ending your shrimping career and deciding to not be a shrimper and coming back and all that?
Well, I would definitely shrimp again. The whole reason I'm back in Michigan was my dad was in a train accident last year. So I wanted to be back home for them and take care of everybody around here. But it's definitely something that I'd love to do. I love the water. I mean, going out in the morning, and I mean, that's your office. All of the water, you got miles and miles and miles of boardroom, You can go out, some mornings I go out and feed the dolphins because they chase the net when you're in the harbor, especially in the summers when, for the most part, when they're there. But they've got ribbon fish, or silver eels, what they call them. Hang them off the side of the boat, and you can feed the dolphins. They'll come right up to the side of the boat and take the fish right out of your hand. I mean,
That's pretty cool.
it's a beautiful thing, though. I think harvesting the sea. It's one of the most natural things you can do. I mean, why would somebody, like any other job in the world, that just doesn't compare? I think. Any other questions?
I can't think of any. Let's see. How would you like to end your interview? Is there any parting words?
Any parting words?
Advice to
I'd say
future shrimper or
a future shrimper. Future shrimpers, don't be a shrimper. That's my advice. It's not a way to make money, but it's an experience. If you want to give it a shot, it's always possible. If you want to do something, go ahead and do it. A lot of people are going to tell you not to. You're probably going to tell yourself that you shouldn't do it.
yeah.
But if there's something deep down in your heart that you want to pursue, go for it. And to hell to anybody that wants to, negate your actions. Go ahead and do it.